Hey there, everyone. How are you? I am back at home after 3 weeks on the road in Bernadette. How many states did we go to? We were in Texas, Arkansas, Tennessee, Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina. So is that 6 states? I think I counted that right. 6 states. We went there and back over the course of 3 weeks. And we are back at home. Very happy to be here. I'm happy to have internet again, too. Thank you for those of you who tried to watch along, and it was a shit show while we were on the road. Some days the internet was great. Some days it was horrible. Some days the internet was great, and then it was horrible. That was the hardest part. Give me spotty internet over just working and then not working internet. But we are home. We've got internet. I assume that you can see me crystal clear. Hey, Mama. Good to see you. Cheers. Got my OGP here in an actual glass again. We can drink from actual glasses now that we're not on the road. So cheers to all that. We put Bernadette in storage yesterday. She pulled away. I don't know if I posted it on, I think on Instagram in my stories. Pulled away, going to storage. Thanked her for her service to us. I got a little misty, I'm going to say. It felt like the end of a chapter was over. It was ending. Granted, it's just an RV, just a Winnebago, and we own it. So we're going to see her again. It's not the first time. It's not the last time we see her. It just felt like a grand, like a big experiment had just ended. We loved it. I'm glad we did it. God, at the beginning of the year, though, if you'd have told me we were doing this, I think we have totally been to, I think I counted 15 or 16 states overall. 15 or 16 states. Peter is saying, I'm glad to see you drinking out of a glass. Me too. Oh, although those Yeti tumblers are really nice. I have to admit that I like a Yeti tumbler. Also, I am back in all my glory. I got my bandana on. It's a new one. I ordered it. I am a sucker for things on Instagram and Facebook. This is one. It says love in all kinds of graffiti all over it. From Ruben something. I can't remember his name. I'll remember it in a minute. Got my ring on. My Apple Watch died, so I've got my Rollie on today. Whoop, whoop. So Dallas. Yes. So anyway, so she's in storage. And I don't know. We actually so I thought we had the end of September off. Turns out we lost that week because school has started. It was supposed to start today, and it's starting next Monday. So we had to give up that last week of September. And so we'll do a long weekend at some point or whatever. But our next big break for school isn't until we get 2 weeks for Thanksgiving. Granted, who knows what's going to happen in the next month or so with all the kids in the schools and stuff. We're sending ours back in person on Monday, though. And our school is so tiny. They're doing so many different things to take care of the kids. Like, I feel confident that we're going to be okay. If there's anyone okay, it's us. Let's just put it that way. So it is fucking hot in Dallas. Oh, my God. So we came from Arkansas, which Arkansas is gorgeous. You know, it's a little ass backwards on things, but it is gorgeous. It actually cools down at night. I always say it just gets dark in Texas. It actually cools down there at night. And it was so treed and beautiful. And I think it was in the 60s when we left, and we're driving towards Texas. And you can just see it getting hotter and hotter. You can see the pavement, like the waves coming off the pavement, kind of like a blurry in the distance, all that stuff. We stopped in Paris, Texas. You know, I just had to do it for the gram, honestly. We were supposed to spend, as I've told you many times, we were supposed to spend most of the summer in Paris this year. That obviously got scrapped. So I was like, well, we're going to make it to Paris one way or another. So I posted that photo, which Kathy Rowe, who's watching actually right now, commented, nice to see Todd finally. It's funny. It's like I talk about him, reference him. Occasionally he shows up, and when he does, everyone's like, oh my God, he exists. It's like Bigfoot. It's like a Bigfoot sighting, right? Yes. Oh, and Kit is saying Arkansas is gorgeous and the roads are smooth. Yes, they have some really good roads in Arkansas. You get home to Texas, oh, the worst. The worst state we have been to with the roads was Oklahoma, though. By far, Oklahoma was the pits. And so on this trip, we've been in Texas, over this summer, we've been to Texas, New Mexico, Colorado, Wyoming, South Dakota, Nebraska, Iowa, Kansas, Missouri. Kansas was technically like a technicality, but it counts. Missouri, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Tennessee, Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina. 15 states overall for the summer. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy to think about? 15 states that we've checked off the list. So that's fun. But it is, I mean, you could come over. There's like a hill just east of Dallas, like on the other side of Rockwall. It's like Fate, I guess it is, where you start coming over it. Maybe Royce City, I'm not sure. You come over it and you see, just in the distance, you see Oz, you see Dallas. But it looked hot as hell from there. It looked hot. Mason, stop sending me requests. He's sending me these requests and they're like blinging up and down all the time. You know what I'm doing right now. Some things never change, do they? Anyway, so you could just see the heat in the distance, and it was, you know, it was kind of smoggy, even though I think that we haven't had many ozone days. Maybe we have, but I just don't know. But I don't think we have because most people aren't driving. But it was just, and then allergies. Oh my God. I woke up yesterday. It was like, it hit me in the face. I'm on like a double dose of Claritin today. This should be fun. But it is hot. Mason Koch, stop sending requests. Sorry, I'm yelling at my children. What else is new? So I gained 2.8 pounds. So I weighed myself right before we left, and I always weigh myself the same way. First thing in the morning, after I pee, before I drink anything, butt ass naked on our scale in the bathroom. Weigh myself then, weigh myself to the end, 2.8 pounds. I am actually very, very surprised at that. Give me a moment. Mason, stop it! Stop sending me requests. Sorry about that. Little mommy dearest moment there. Anyway, lost my train of thought. So 2.8 pounds. So I gained 2.8 pounds. I am surprised with the amount that we drank on this trip, the amount of awesome food we ate. My mother-in-law, I always say that my in-laws cook like Julia Child and they drink like Charlie Sheen. Oh my God. Carrie's saying Mason being extra. Yes. Oh my God. Just, they send me, so we have this thing called Screen Time. It's an Apple thing, and they can send requests for more screen time when they run out. They know exactly where I am and what I'm doing right now, and that this is daddy's time. You're supposed to leave me the fuck alone. So he sends me these requests, and then when I don't answer instantly, he sends them again and again and again. So anyway. Whew. Eric says, stop requesting stuff, Mason. Just close the door. Stop requesting stuff.
Why are you talking about me behind my back?
I'm not. I'm talking right in front of your face right now. I'm not talking about you behind your back.
You
No, I'm sure that you could hear. Why are you talking about me behind my back? A little comic relief. Aaron's saying, what kind of requests is he sending you? So they're for screen time. So we use two apps to monitor or to manage their screen time, because otherwise it's just like the world does not exist. So we use an app called Circle, which is the main thing that we use that controls their access to the internet. And then within Apple's ecosystem, there's also a thing called Screen Time, which can control things that are on the internet or not. So I have them set to both to 4 hours a day, which sounds like a hell of a lot of time. Oh, it's hard not to give them more though, because sometimes I just need them looking at a screen. But they're so good at they're like little raptors, velociraptors. They just figure out the weak spots and they just go. So they figured out that Circle only controls the internet. So if they run out of internet time, they can then go to offline games and then just play forever. So then I had to figure out a way to limit the offline games as well. But the problem is with screen time, when they go over their limit, they have to request it by app. And if you give an hour for this, hour for that, an hour for that, that's 3 hours. Where Circle, you give them time and it's collective and it is everything. And it controls anything that's on the internet. It controls the switch. It controls the television. It controls, or monitors rather, and shuts down internet access for all of the devices. It's wonderful. Circle. I'm sure I have a referral code or something I can send it to you if you're interested in it. So anyway, and well, let's see. Monica Fayette is saying, every parent is feeling the end of summer just like you. That was a really real moment, wasn't it? Yes, yes. And David is saying elevator music plays. It's more like, look the other way. Look the other. It's like a car accident. You don't want to see it. And Eric is saying we weigh in the exact same way. I think I might have said that one. So, yeah. And Raven, allergies are horrid here in North Texas. It's COVID light. You sneeze and people run. Yes. And then when I wear the mask, it actually makes me cough. I don't find the mask uncomfortable, but I guess the moisture that's trapped in my mask gets into my lungs and I start coughing more. So then I'm sure, and you don't really need to cover your mouth when you cough in a mask, I guess. I don't know. How do you do that? And so I'm sure it's like, oh my God, he's got it. He has got it. So speaking of masks, I'm jumping all over here. I'm looking for a strap to put that connects to the strings on the masks because the kids are going to have to wear masks all day at school. And I think we're going to have a society where everyone's like this for a while. I had to wear a mask for like an hour and I thought I was going to have calluses here. So I'm looking for like a little clip of some sort that pulls it behind the head. So you got the mask, but it relieves the pressure behind the ear. Does that exist? I'm sure that exists, right? I didn't just invent that. I think I saw that somewhere. So if y'all have good recommendations for those, links, whatever, please put them in the comments below so that I can see them and find them. I got back and I was checking email while I was gone, but I was like looking at my email and just picking things to look at, but not really going back and forth. And I had 600 fucking unread emails in my inbox that I've been making my way through since like Sunday morning. I sort them, look for names that I recognize, and have just been deleting. So if you emailed me and I have not answered you, and you need to reach me, send me another email because I don't know that I'm going to see it. Mike is saying a plastic zip tie would be way cheaper. Every morning, kids just cut them off at the end of the day. That's one way to keep them on. They don't need to eat. And yes, there are ear relievers. Anyone with a 3D printer can print them. Well, that sounds complicated. And Andy is saying they make headbands with buttons. Oh, I guess they put a button and then it goes over the button. Is that how that works? That's interesting. I'll have to look at those. Yeah. So anyway, and Tawana, she stopped by today and I was hoping to see Bernadette. Thanks for the Shakeology. So I buy it from a client who I love, but I don't take it. And so I sell it to, I guess, on the black market here to Tawana and others. And so she came by and got a batch today. Now, we have gotten really good, though. We can get Bernadette backed in to our driveway in just one swift movement. I'm on walkie-talkie. I'm out back. Todd's like, turn, straight, go. Oh, we got it down. So, but she's in storage now. She went back. She's in Mansfield. I think y'all say it that way, in Mansfield, and covered, closed, powered storage. So anyway, the other thing that was interesting when I got back was I have become so accustomed to no water pressure whatsoever that I got in the shower on, I don't know if it was Saturday night or Sunday morning. I got into the shower. I thought that my skin was going to fall off. The water pressure, and we have high water pressure here at the house. I admit that, but like I'm like, oh, this is how clean is supposed to feel. And if you look at my pictures, man, towards the end, it was like a little Gary Busey action going on. That picture that I posted of us in Paris, oh, it was windy as fuck also. So our hair is just like all over the place. People are like, y'all look homeless or y'all look hard up. It was not too bad. So by the way, I want to show y'all something. This popped up in my, this popped up today. Let's see if I can see that. Okay. So this is from, you remember Queer Eye for the Straight Guy, that show from the early 2000s. They filmed a couple of episodes here in Dallas, and they did one charity event, and I was on the host committee for that charity event. And this is it. It was tonight, 16 years ago tonight, when that was. So what was it, 2014? Or 2004? In 2004, Todd was in MBA school, and I was living the life here in Dallas, I guess, while I was living back and forth. So that is me. Look at that hair. Carson Kressley and I look like the most adorable lesbian couple ever. Look at that. I'm Martina Navratilova, and he is Ellen DeGeneres. Oh, who knew that hair was going to make a comeback during the pandemic? Oh, isn't that crazy? Oh, I saw that today. I was like, I know that you are going to have to see that. But I had hair, and it was doing the same thing. It was starting to flip up in the back. Flip up in the back. Oh, Carrie, I know what you saw. So Carrie said, Tawana, did he just say black market? Yeah, so I said it, and I don't know if you heard a little, I caught myself. Like a tiny little micro pause. I was like, it wasn't like, oh shit. It was, do I take the joke farther or not? Do I continue with the joke? Because it wasn't originally meant to be a joke. But sometimes I see those things. I have no problem joking about race. I have no problem talking about it. So I was like, oh, there's a potential joke there. And then I just decided I'm not going to go for that. So anyway, I thought that was funny. Let's see what y'all are saying in the comments real quick. Y'all are very vocal today. Thank you for that. Aaron, who is one of my proteges. Is that the right word? One of the people I influenced to get into the RV life. He and his husband, Ryan, bought an RV, and they are touring America right now. They're in Missouri. So muggy. Yeah, it was very muggy in Arkansas, but this is balls out hot here in Dallas is what this is. So I'll take that. David is saying East Texas highways are smooth as jazz. They were okay. Here's what's funny, not about the roads, but so we got to Texarkana, and we knew we needed to go to Paris. So a few miles outside of Texarkana, cut off on this one road. This road is like the United Nations of roads, or at least it's very grandiose in its thoughts. It had, what were the names of the towns? It had like a British city name on it, and it had Reno and Detroit, and there was some other town. There's all these like really like fancy named towns. Detroit maybe not, but on the way to Paris, it just cracked. I was like, they got some big names out here. Yeah. That road was great, and then also down through Commerce and all that. We went through Cooper, Texas. On this trip, we actually went through two towns. And Cooper is how you say Cooper, but they say Cooper, Texas, out there. My grandmother is from there or near there, and that's how old people say my name too, Cooper. Arden, if she's watching, her parents say it that way too. I'm not calling them old, but they're Texan, like real Southern kind of country people say it that way too. Cooper. So we went through Cooper, Texas, and the roads were great there too. I feel bad for the towns though, because the new highways that they built, they just bypass them. They're like, oh, there's a town over there. Whoop, go around it. But the roads were really, really nice out that way. Speaking of roads, we're buying a Jeep. I haven't decided what we're buying yet. We may buy a new one. They hold their value so well. We don't normally buy new anything with wheels, but we may buy a new one just for the ease of it instead of finding a used one that may or may not be any good anymore. All the used ones also, you go to you look at Craigslist or the Facebook Marketplace, they all have like 200,000 miles on them, 165,000 miles, 149,000 miles, which is great. That bodes really well for Jeeps, but I don't want to be the one that gets in it at 150,000 miles. So, and they all, and they knock them down like $1,000. Like it's crazy. So a new one may be in the works. I am already searching for it, looking for one. If you see any back to school specials on Jeeps, maybe they'll go on sale soon because the new year model will be coming out. I don't know how that works. We always buy used cars. So actually I couldn't tell you how that works. So let's see what else y'all are saying. It's nice to see you so clearly. It's nice to see you so clearly too. Let's see what else. Oh, Carrie's still talking about sass. Just the sass of that one. Crystal has got back to the kids thing. I'm telling you, this worked for me with my kids. If you interrupt me when I'm talking, the answer is automatically no. Love it. If he sends you more than one, it's no for the next time too. Tough love. Yes. I also, if you watch The Mandalorian, there is a line in that I have adopted. There's this like curmudgeon-y little alien looking thing. And he just says, I have spoken. That's what I now say. Like if they ask a second time, I'm like, I have spoken. I love that line. Just be glad they don't want anything from you when they're full on teen. Yes, I am convinced that teenage years are nature's way, God's way, whoever's way of weaning us off of our children. Because we know that they're going to have to leave the nest, that they're going to go to college or the big world or whatever. And it's our way of saying, okay, I'm ready for you to get the fuck out of my house. And then they go experience the world, become interesting people again, and then you can be friends again. I'm convinced that that's why all kids are jerk team. My kids also know. I know what boarding school is. I have friends that went to boarding school. I grew up very near one in the Rio Grande Valley. There's the Marine Military Academy down there. So they are fully aware that I know what that is and that we can pay for it. So Andy's saying mine is on after 4 with a break and then the rest of the evening. But it's a global pandemic and she's basically an only child right now. Desperate times. Yep, I know. Well, that's the other thing is they make great babysitters. They make it where you don't have to worry about what you're doing. For us, it was the TV. I watched TV during the summertime all fucking day. And sometimes my parents were there and sometimes they weren't. So let's see. What else are y'all saying? I still laughing about Mike at the zip tie just in the morning. Give them a spare set when they're on the way. And Tawana, though, she found her Jeep on Facebook Market. Yeah. Well, if you're in the market, if you're looking, if you want as a hobby, want to find one for me too, I will gladly. I'll give you a bag of Shakeology for free, just for your time. And David's next door neighbor is selling his Jeep. Well, send me the deets. Send me the deets. And Carrie wants to fulfill her Cher Horowitz clueless high school dreams. I know. I totally paused. Oh, I've wanted a Jeep forever. One of my first cars was supposed to be a Jeep, and then my dad was married to this wretched woman who somehow fucked it up for me, a lot of things. And I blame her for me never having a Jeep. So, but Eric is right. I'm worth a new Jeep. Yes. And Ryan, who is Aaron's husband, speaking of roads, I about lost my nerves on some of the steep, narrow, and winding roads in northern Arkansas. Girl, you have not driven from Santa Fe to Taos, New Mexico yet, along the Rio Grande River, where there's a rock face on one side and a river canyon on the other on day like 3 of the drive. And also, ours is I'm not belittling yours. I'm acknowledging how crazy it is, because ours is 37 feet and just a box, just a big old box. And if it leans even a little bit, suddenly you got the top of it about 5 feet over. Oh. And Crystal's right. It's only money. I love that. The good thing is that Jeeps hold their value so well. So if we lose interest in it or don't want it, we can just get rid of it. Sorry, I got distracted. My mom commented, your dad and I had a CJ7 when you were a baby. So maybe I have had a Jeep before. Oh, maybe that's why I want one so bad. Just I got the Jeep blood in me. I don't know. And Stuart found a sidewalk width highway in Utah we had to navigate. Oh, the Ocoee River Valley of eastern Kentucky. No, Tennessee, eastern Tennessee. We didn't go to Kentucky. Those aren't the same thing, right? Eastern Tennessee winds like this. And people drive like hair on fire fast on that road. And, Todd was driving this part, and bless his heart, Todd is the most considerate person on the planet when it comes to stuff like this. He doesn't want to block traffic. He feels horribly guilty about it. He doesn't want to get in the way. He wants to be courteous, all that. The reason why I don't stress when I drive, Bernadette, is because I don't fucking care. I am a 40-foot long, 15-foot tall, and 13.5-foot tall, 8-foot wide box, black and brown box with a red stripe on it. I'm coming at you. You see me. I see you. You do not want to hit me. We're all good. We have an understanding. That's my thing. If I need to be on the stripe, I'm going to be on the fucking stripe. You need to be on the other stripes. Which is why he's a nervous wreck when I drive. My favorite part of driving is when Todd's in the back. Todd's favorite part of driving is when I'm not driving. He is a nervous wreck when I drive. So what else was I going to talk about? Okay. So that was all my RV related topics. I got my list. I always do. Or I try to. It's better when I do. It's always better. Okay. So now that we've been back and we have internet, thank God, Jesus, Oprah, Buddha, whoever, that we have internet back. Taylor Swift's new album, finally got to download it and listen to it. I am not a huge Taylor Swift fan generally. I do love the album 1989. I thought that album is fantastic. The new album, Folklore, so good. Oh, it's just like mellow, chill. There's a lot of really good lyrics in it as well. And I'm not like a real lyric person. I was actually doing my bookkeeping for my companies yesterday while listening to it. So I kind of caught random lines. But The Last American Dynasty, that song was so good. All of them. So the cardigan sweater one. Carrie told me the mirror ball one she loves. I thought it was good, although there was one line in it. I texted her this. There was one line in it that she was talking about standing on her tiptoes. And every time I heard it, because I wasn't listening closely, it sounded like she said when I'm standing on the toilet and with my toes or something like that. It's the only way I could hear it. So good album if you've not listened to it. And it's not like real poppy. It's not country. It's more just like mellow. Like I can't think of what like the definition of it. Carrie's saying though, finally kept waiting for you to listen to it while you were gone. I needed someone to dish about it with. And your favorite song is the exact one I thought you would love. Yeah, The Last American Dynasty. I love that song. Stuart's saying that's Junior. He drives the RV like it's a tank with weapons. Yeah, I'm like, you see me, I see you, we are good. I've adopted the 18-wheelers mantra. I've said this many times over the weeks that we've been doing this, that 18-wheelers are the angels of the road. I used to hate them. Turns out they are like the most considerate drivers on the road. They let you in. They block other people from messing with you. Like they got it. The only problem with them is sometimes they drive a little faster than you. And there's this weird vacuum that sucks you in and kind of blows you around when you're this, again, 14-foot tall, 40-foot long, 8-foot wide box full of dishes. It's the fall album we all need. I just need Adele and Maggie Rogers to drop their albums to get me through this year. It's the pumpkin spice latte of the music industry. That I called it. That is my review, my official review. So what else was I going to say? Oh, another thing that I discovered, completely different subject, but COVID related, which is funny, COVID's not funny, but you know what I mean, is airlines, their first class cabins aren't as full as they have been, and they're not flying as many flights. And so there is a surplus of mixed nuts from American Airlines and others from their first class cabins that they cannot get rid of. And if you've ever flown first class on American specifically, we only fly American really, but on American first class, the mixed nuts are so fucking awesome. They heat them up. They're so salty. It's like just the right mix of pecans, which I love, and pistachios, which I love, and what else? Almonds, which I love, cashews, which I think are okay, and what's the other one? The big one. Filbert? No, it's got some weird name to it. I think they have those in it too. That's the only one I don't care for. It's just too meaty. So this place called greatnuts.com is like a clearinghouse for nuts from the airlines, greatnuts.com. And you can I bought 3 1.5 pound or 1 1/4 pound bags of first class nuts for $30. So we got, and we eat nuts in this house. Like we have cocktail peanuts all the fucking time. Peanuts are actually not the best nut to eat because they're not even peanuts are not even really a nut. Peanuts are like a legume, I think, or something weird about it because they're in the earth. And so they're not all that healthy, but other nuts are great for you. So I ordered these. I mean, great, except for the 5 pounds of salt that's probably on them. But so greatnuts.com. It's a very low frills website. Look for first class nuts. There's some that say mixed nuts and some that say aloha nuts. I have no idea what shit that aloha nut thing is. I'm guessing it's got some dried fruit in it or something, or maybe it's Aloha Airlines. I'm not sure. But it's got, I don't like dried fruit very much. Also, it's not very good for you. But the first class, the mixed ones, so good. So go to greatnuts.com. That is my tip for the day on that. So, and Eric, I do love some nuts. Girl, there's too many jokes to make with that. Oh, Last American Dynasty, girl. Oh, is that what was I saying it wrong? Like I said, I've listened to the album twice now. So so yeah. Anyway, what else was I going to talk about? Let's see if you have any comments. I think I hit you on all of the comments. I am so glad I got to see you again. Again, if you know a mask strap, like the things that relieve ear tension, send that to me. Send it to me so I can get some and buy some. And if I find some, maybe I'll share it with you. You like my new scarf? I talked about it a little bit. I still haven't remembered the name. It says on it though. It says "Live Love" or something like that. What does it say? Live through love. Yeah, live through love, I think is what it says. I saw it in an ad on Instagram. There's a similar mask. I bought the face mask too that's got the love and graffiti on it. I'll have to show you that one sometime. So, okay. Well, that's all I got. Filled 30 minutes. So easy. Yay. Bungee cords. Brain squirting out the top of their heads. So with that, I'm going to say bye. I love you. It is important to remember that you are loved. And I love that you watch it. Cheaper Than Therapy. Obviously, I needed it because you heard my temper flare a little bit there for a minute. You heard the vibrato. So, but we're all good now. Little smiley face. Oh, and Kristen is saying the Aloha nuts are the variety they serve going to Hawaii. I think you're right about having dried pineapple in it. Ew. Nope, not having that. So, and Carrie saying live, laugh, love. No, it does not say that. I have not lost my sense of taste. Okay. And keep in mind, don't shoot yourself to death. The numbers are coming down, but they're still kind of all over the place. So be sure to wear your mask. Stay away from people unless you absolutely have to. And if you have to be around people, try to do it outside. You don't have to learn a language in the meantime. I've been saying this all along. We're going to get through this. Kids start school on Monday for me. I'll keep you posted on how that goes. Then it's only a half day, the first day of school. So we'll see. I already know if it's a shit show or not by the time I talk to y'all next Monday. But in the meantime, I'll see you tomorrow. Carrie, I assume you're on Wednesday, unless you have a pressing engagement or something. And Aaron, I want to have you on too, talking about the RV life. Let me know when you get to a place where you have decent internet and I can have you on and we can talk. We can be the gay RV gurus. So with that, I'm going to say bye. I love you. I'll talk to you later. Bye. I'm on a new fucking computer. How do I turn this one off? Bye.